If you currently run meta ads or you simply just want to sell more of your high ticket offer, then I'm going to quickly speed run how you can double your ROAS in the next 90 days with stupidly simple YouTube videos. Let's get into it. First of all, what is the ROTS of watching this video and why should you actually listen to me? ROTS being the return on time spent. So the return is you'll get a list of videos that can potentially double your ROAS or at least get you higher quality leads that close easier, that should say, and pay more on your sales calls. But why you should listen to me is because me and my team have helped B2B, B2C business owners create assets that have liquidated dormant leads, no shows and no closes, and also obviously bring them in new audiences with these simple YouTube videos in 30 days or less. The second is YouTube itself as a platform is like an oven, as you probably know watching this, and short form is like microwave. It is the quickest way to heat up cold leads. Short form is cool, it's a good way of getting attention, but everyone knows that YouTube is the best platform. And as a bonus with YouTube, it's the only platform that will actually pay you to start acquiring customers through their AdSense program. So now that you know the return and you're committed to watching this, what am I actually going to be showing you? So in this video, I'm going to give you the 9 videos that you can post in the next 90 days to manipulate your cold traffic with good intentions, of course, and potentially double your ROAS, or again, like I said, at least start acquiring better leads. Now, again, going into this is not going to help. Excruciating detail of each video is not going to help. So I'm just going to simply explain the why, the what, the how, and the now of each video, and then why they work for, people in general, right? And you'll understand what the why, the what, the how, and the now is very, very shortly. So let's get into it. First, let's actually operationalize, so make sense of what I mean by doubled ROAS. Obviously I don't know your current spend or business metrics, so let's just generalize it to high ROAS, right? What does high ROAS mean? What are the components of a high ROAS? Well, the first thing is trust. Your audience that you're bringing in has to have some sort of trust with you or your business. The second is vehicle belief. If you're BizOp, if you're a coach or consultant in general, they need to have vehicle belief in what it is you're selling. If you're selling done for you webinars, they have to believe that the webinar is the way that they are going to scale to 100K a month, for example. They also need to have urgency. So this can be why they need to do it now. Offer clarity is exactly what you offer and how you can help. And then identity fit is that they are the kind of person that can be helped from what it exactly is you are offering. So that is what makes up a high ROAS, and that's what these videos help with. So each of them have color coded, and you'll see in a second here for each of these. So yellow is trust, red is vehicle belief, orange is urgency, green is offer clarity, and blue is identity fit. So each of these videos I'm about to show you build on certain aspects of high ROAS or certain components. And then part of that as well is not just high ROAS, because it's YouTube, it's social media, it's branding. We have to look at the components that make up a successful personal brand, and that is authenticity. People feeling like it's actually you. It's not some persona. It's not it's not fake. Personality is that they actually like you. So you can be authentic, but they might not actually like you. Consistency is the message. So consistent with your messaging over time. An example of this that everyone watching this should know is Jeremy Haynes. He consistently speaks about $1 million a month. Everyone who watches him knows that, and he doesn't deviate from that messaging. And then values, again, kind of all ties into it, but the values that you have and what you and your business stands for. So these are the things that the videos I'm about to show you optimize for or build on. But fundamentally with YouTube in general and with these videos, we are trying to show your help, your service, your product as the natural path to take, while packaging the videos to appeal to as many people in your TAM as possible. So I like to call this what your audience wants and needs. So to convert, your audience needs to see that your help is the natural product or natural path to take. So they need to see it as the easiest, best option to work with you. And want means they actually have to want to watch your content. So if we were just optimizing for showing, our service is the best, every video would be a case study, but that's going to limit the amount of people that we can reach and not allow us to appeal to as many people in your time. So I hope that makes sense. So Let's get into the videos. These are the 9 videos here. There are 2 different categories for these. The first 3 are their own, sort of fundamental videos, I would say. And then the final 6 are all the same kind of video type, but just different angles, different aspects of your niche. So the first one, again, you've probably already heard about this, is the free course. As you can see, it's color coded here with all 5 colors within that circle. So the free course helps build trust, vehicle belief, urgency, offer clarity, and identity fit. And then every single video in here, if done right from you, also builds on these. So let's actually break down the free course and why you should be posting it, how you can post it, etc., etc. So this is actually a free course that we've helped produce, got 83K views on a 55-minute video. So don't know the exact watch time on that, but that is an insanely high watch time. As you can see, it was an 85x outlier, and is being used to nurture their short form audience as well. So why should you post a free course? Well, the why is that it introduces brand new viewers to you, your process, and your program, and it takes them through the entire consumption cycle in one viewing session. So in this 55-minute video, they can take a brand new viewer that's never seen you before, that hopefully is the dream follower or ICP, and it introduces them to you, your story, your process, your steps, your program, and the results that you have. So it can take them from a completely unaware audience member to literally converting off of that one video. The what is that you are providing clear enough instructions for someone brand new to the vehicle, in this case being development, to be able to see some form of results. So you don't want them to necessarily, build their first house or make their first 10K or whatever it is that you teach, but you want them to be able to see some form of result, actually start cold calling, for example, or start running Facebook ads. And bonus points in this, if you can get your production value higher and provide more value than your competitors, then your free course will exponentially outperform your competition. Now, the how for these is basically the format, so how you're actually going to record this video. Now, for the free course, it's fully dependent on what niche you're in, but anything BizOp requires a laptop. So screen share and talking head, which will be repeated a lot in this video, is the most common format to use. And you get bonus points for this if you can turn it into a challenge style video. Again, it depends on how good you are in front of the camera. Like, some people don't need to do this, but if you're not that good, you can turn this into a kind of challenge style. So essentially running through the entire process, but just formatted in a different way, as this has a broader appeal and is easier to retain people than just kind of basically the classic course structure. The now means the next step that you want people to take after watching after listening to you. And for most of these, you want them ideally to go straight into your funnel, or at least try and go and get results for themselves. So that's it for this video. This is the first video. If you haven't posted this, you should be posting this right after this. And if you don't understand already, the why is, for all of these is why you should post the video. The what is what you're doing in the video. The how is how you're formatting the video. And the now is what action you want this video to cause your audience to take, or you want your audience to take after watching the video. The second is the journey video. I'm not the biggest fan of TGR, but one thing I can respect from him is he is great at YouTube, and he puts in, thousands of hours a month. So this is a very, very well put together video. If you want to watch this, I highly recommend searching this for your journey video. This can work for B2B and B2C, by the way, and this is a yellow, blue, and red video. So let me quickly explain. This video builds yellow, blue, and red, so identity fit, trust, and vehicle belief. So it builds vehicle belief because you talk about how you went from zero to hero using the vehicle you teach. It builds trust because we'll get into it, but if you authentically tell your story, it lets your audience trust you more. And then it also builds on identity fit as well, because again, they hear more about where they might personally be now in your starting position as well. So those are the 3 things it builds. You shouldn't really be building offer clarity or urgency in the story video. doesn't kind of eliminates this if you start, pitching in this. But the why is it allows your current and future audience to actually get to know you as a person. So if you currently have an audience and they don't know your story, this is like the best way to do it, is just sit down and kind of make a, documentary style video for it. And my personal controversial take is that people liking you is the highest leverage thing you can optimize for, rather than credibility or value, because it differentiates you from your competition, and it gives you room to sell, to different markets, different avatars, if people just like you, and pivot at will. And this is just for the personal branding side, of course. On cold traffic, you want to optimize for credibility and trust, but it is still very, very close. If people don't like you, that will stop them from buying from you regardless. The what for this is you are making an engaging and truthful journey, which is super important, breaking down your journey. Pretty sure I said that. Truthful video breaking down your journey. This works for both B2C and B2B, just framed differently. So B2C, you're not going to necessarily get into your childhood and the emotional aspect of it. B2B, you're not going to be doing that. B2C, you can. Apologies. The how, again, so the format is talking head and letting the edit paint the story. So this is a really well edited piece right here if you want to watch that. And then now is you want the audience to subscribe and or check out your content that talks more about your vehicle you use to get to your current position. So all throughout this video, you're basically going to be talking about your story, your about how the vehicle that you teach changed your life or got you from A to B. So this is going to eventually set up the CTA at the end to push people to content. Again, you don't want to, get people in your funnel at this point. Number 3 is a number breakdown, and this is yellow, red, and orange. So we'll go and check. Yellow is trust, red is vehicle belief, and orange is urgency. Why it breaks these down is because with trust, you're obviously breaking down the numbers that you've personally made. So honesty, trust in your, what you teach. Vehicle belief, again, if your numbers are good, of course, then it'll build credibility with the vehicle that you teach. And urgency, if they hear some good numbers that you're personally making, some students that, are making, or just seeing good results. If it's not BizUp, then this will build urgency in them starting it now. And a quick breakdown of the video. So why should you post this? This applies to non-BizUp offers as well, and I'll explain that in a second. But the purpose is to educate your audience on the potential future. This is the key point that they have ahead of them. And the bonus points for this, if you use your numbers as a way to appeal to more people, so he used his million, and then you talk about your client's numbers to feel more realistic to the audience. So on the packaging, use your numbers, and then obviously at the start of the video, talk about yourself. But later on in the video, not the whole thing, talk about your students. The what what are you doing in this video? You're providing truthful numbers you've experienced. So I made 311,000 in the last 30 days at 59% margins, or I lost 42 pounds of fat in 8 months. And the important one for this when you're executing is the more visible proof you can show, the better with this, the better this is going to resonate. Now the how, meaning the format, again, fully dependent on the niche, but anything BizUp will require laptops. So screen share and talking head is the most common format to use. And the now for this, so action you want them to take, is to go ideally straight into your funnel or watch other middle of funnel content, which we're about to show. Hopefully you've understood the concept of it so far. And if you haven't posted these 3 videos, then this is your now for watching this video, is to go and start planning this video, then this video, and then this video. But if you have posted those, then we move on to your middle of funnel or problem videos. So all 6 of these are problem videos, which is why the why, what, how, and now doesn't differentiate, and neither does the coding. Okay, so as I was saying, the coding doesn't differentiate. These are yellow and orange. So yellow is trust, orange is urgency, and these build trust because you're essentially solving very specific problems for your audience. And it builds urgency because if you are demonstrating that you have the solution to one problem and they solve it, then once people solve one problem, so I know how to scale my business, for example, I then have a problem of retaining or scaling my business, or building customer success teams. But if you had videos on your channel for that, I would then have the urgency to be like, no, I'm just going to end up working with this guy instead, as he's already solved one of my problems. So trust and urgency are being built for all of these. Now, why you post problem videos is because you have high search intent. They're very specific problems for people that are looking for a solution, which means that they have higher watch time and higher likelihood of a positive result as an outcome of watching, meaning that they'll buy from you or come back to solve other problems. So again, I'm not sure if you've heard Hormozi say this, but credibility and influence is people listening to what you say, essentially. So if people are brand new to you, they listen to what you say and they have a positive result as an outcome of watching, they'll be much more likely to come back and buy from you. So that's what that means. The what is, what are you doing in these videos? You're providing clear enough instructions for someone searching for a common problem they face to actually solve it, or at least make major improvements from watching this video alone. So this is an example one. You basically want this problem, this video here, the time spent, essentially solving what someone searching about e-commerce operations might be facing. You want to solve every problem that they might have, so that if they do this, they go out and solve that problem within their business, they come back and they will be a buyer, or at least a brand, fan or ambassador, whatever you want to call it, right? So again, these are all just different problems from different angles. So I'm going to show you some of the examples that I have here. This one is a SaaS example, again, building trust and urgency, because if someone is searching about churn for their for their startup, you want these 12 minutes, probably a bit short, to completely solve, churn for SaaS, but you want them to essentially watch this video, solve it for their business, and then come back and watch you again and again. And this applies for any, again, B2C, B2B, video. It's just about different angles that you approach it from. This one is about content marketing for SaaS. Again, someone who's looking up content marketing for SaaS, you want them to watch this, solve it. So it's repeated again. You can think of it for your business or your model or whatever it is you make videos about. You want to make videos on this about different problems that are commonly faced from different angles. Again, this has a high search intent. So someone's searching for this. If your video comes up, they're more likely to watch it for longer, and actually take action on what you say. And you want the audience to go straight into your funnel with these, or go and try and get results for themselves, meaning go and try and solve, content marketing for their SaaS at least. So the next one, again, just to give you more examples, is for Section 8. Someone who doesn't know what Section 8 is won't really be clicking on this. They shouldn't. It doesn't make sense for them to. But someone who is searching how to find and screen, that's very, very specific, but even how to find Section 8 tenants brought this video up for me. And I'm going to have an extremely high watch time on this, because if the video is good, because this is basically the solution to my problem, I'm very likely to go and actually take the steps, given in this video, get a positive outcome, come back and either buy from this guy to scale my, portfolio, or improve the profit on my portfolio, or get better at financing, whatever it is, because he solved my problem. Another example is duck calling. Again, these are very, this can be applied to any niche. If someone is a hunter and they need to get better at calling ducks so that they can hunt more, this is another one. High search intent, higher watch time, higher likelihood of a positive result, more likely to come back. Again, it applies to anything, even oiling and prepping cricket bats. As you can see, 560k views. People think that there is so much competition on YouTube, but the ratio of people actually making good content to viewers is disturbingly high. I think that makes sense. But yeah, again, solving a very specific problem. Someone wants to prepare their cricket bats for preventing cracking and damage. If you solve this, they're likely to subscribe, come back and buy from you. So those are the 9 videos that you should be making in the next 90 days to double your ROAS as like a, a very good outcome, or at least start attracting, converting, and booking calls with better leads that close easier and pay more, and I'll get better results. All of these things. If you're not currently posting on YouTube, I don't know what you're doing. And if you are, but you're not taking it very serious, I don't know what you're doing as well. Every person should be going all in on YouTube. It's the best platform, hands down. So my personal now for this video for you is select just one of the videos from this video so you don't get overwhelmed. Record the video and post it. Just start, because consistency with YouTube is the worst thing and the thing that stops people from seeing the results that they want. Then you can also book in a call with me personally in the description if you want to get help packaging these videos, or just help us manage your channel completely done for you, and help you double your ROAS in the next 90 days. That is not an income claim. That is just something that is possible. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe. I'm going to be dropping more videos like this, helping you make more money from YouTube. And yeah, see you in the next one.